Hi everyone, I'm Astrid, part of Group 200 of 65th KKN BBM held by Erlangga University. Today's topic is about the Sustainable Development Goals, known as SDGs, particularly point 4, quality education, whose mission is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Bringing this topic, we invited a representative of Unair Mengajar to discuss. Hi Jihan, good morning. How have you been?
Good morning, Astrid. I'm glad. I've been good. Thank you.
Okay, it's good then. And before we start the discussion, would you please introduce yourself first, Jihan?
Thank you. Well, hello everyone. My name is Jihan, part of Unair Mengajar as a staff of program department.
Okay, and so Jihan, I'm sorry in advance. We have a limited time here, and can we start the discussion directly? I hope it is okay with you.
Sure it is. Let's start.
Okay, then I'm starting this discussion by asking you first about Unair Mengajar. What is the organization about, and would you please tell us in a brief way?
Okay, so Unair Mengajar is one of organization run under Student Executive Board of Universitas Airlangga, focusing on elementary schools education. In short, it can be called an education volunteering organization. We have basically teaching activities in 3 Rumah Belajar. We call it Rumah Belajar, a place for kids to study that we have. And we also have annual donation that will be delivered to undeveloped school and volunteering program in desolate area to teach there as well.
Okay, so by your description, I already can tell that Unair Mengajar is such a very generous organization as it brings many benefits to people. And then Jihan, can you tell us about your experience during the period? Maybe you have some memorable experience that you want to share with us?
Okay, there are uncountable experience of course, but lately I have visited Kupang 4 Elementary School in Cirebon, Sidoarjo, and also Gebang 2 Elementary School in Pujukan, Sidoarjo. They both are still located in Sidoarjo, yet it is far enough from the downtown. And to get there, we have to pass through reservoirs and fish pond owned by the local. It can be dangerous sometimes when rain comes, as the terrain becomes muddy and slippery, making the access harder to reach the school. And we once were told by the students that they have to wear slippers to get to the school, then change them with shoes once they already got there. And the school building itself is made from wood, consisting of only 2 classes with a total of less than 20 students. This difficult access is felt not only by students but also by teachers, because when rain comes, the teachers even have to take a boat to get to school, since the roads they use are flooded.
Oh my god, it sounds so hard for them to reach to the school, right? I feel so bad actually for them as they have to pass the hard terrain to get to the school. And then how is the teaching system of the school, as long as you understand?
Since they only have 2 classes, the teaching system is a sharing class and taking turns.
Oh, so that is because due to the limited place to right? And then the education issue felt at that school sounds too serious, I think. I am so sad to hear that, to be honest. And Jihan, would you tell us more about the details about the schools and the students that studied there, maybe?
Of course. So there's time when, while the numbers of the 6th grade students is less than the minimum number of national examinations requirement, they must be brought to another school. And by all of those difficulties, I guess that's why many of the students are oriented to go work instead of continuing their studies. Besides, I think there are some other factors like lack of motivation and adequate facilities such as somehow inappropriate school building, the limited available books, and difficult access. I once talked to one of the students' parents. He said that he realized his child only got the bare minimum education quality, but he cannot do anything about it due to internet issues. So in the end, passing and graduating from elementary school is enough for them. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, I actually never thought that being raised in a supportive educational environment, just like us normally, is something that we have to be grateful for. And then for Jihan, I heard that you mentioned, sorry, about the lack of facilities before. And then, however, I also think that human resources, particularly the teacher, the part who should teach the students, are also needed to run an appropriate education. Can you maybe decide between those two, which one is more necessary?
I think it's hard to choose because facilities are learning support in which when these facilities do not exist, the learning process cannot be carried out in an appropriate way. But on the other hand, the existence of educators is also very necessary. And do you know, one of the schools we visited earlier didn't have English teachers, so they couldn't study optimally. So if you ask me to choose, I hope both to be maximized, the teachers and the facilities.
Okay, so well, in conclusion, they both are necessary, and either the facilities or the educators is needed and interdependent each other, right? And so Jihan, to close the discussion, I'd like to know your wish regarding the education in Indonesia. Would you please tell us, please?
Okay, so for me, I think the teaching and learning process can only be done by teacher. Anyone can help to improve the education. So as an agent of change, I hope that we can encourage awareness in education issues in our surroundings. There are still so many schools that need our help. I think even if we just come and say hello, giving a little motivation will be precious for them.
Oh, what a beautiful wish. It is simple but very meaningful, I think. And I hope we all can do it really soon. And also, as a part out of Unair Mengajar, we also would like to thank you to Unair Mengajar. You guys do a great work and we are so proud of you.
I didn't mention it, but thank you for having me. I'm happy to do it anyway.
Okay, of course. And everyone, here's the thing we have to highlight about the education in Indonesia. After having a great time of discussion with Unair Mengajar, especially Jihan here, we know that there are children who do not get enough education. It is kind of a surprising fact actually that in Sidoarjo, which is located around Surabaya, which should be modern enough, they still have an area which is left behind. And to reach the goal of the fourth point of SDGs, there are still many things to deal with. As Jihan has stated too before, let's make a move. Let's start improving the education in Indonesia. We can start it from the very simple thing, as simple as teaching children. And once again, thank you Jihan for coming and taught us many lessons today. I am also sorry for all the mistakes I had during the discussion. It's good to see you. Bye everyone. Bye Jihan.
Bye.